Good morning, everyone. Wow, what a wild and really cool morning it is out here. Wild because the wind's gusting 25, 30 miles an hour. Yeah, hope no more trees come down on anything in the little woodlot next to me. Plenty enough to cut up as it is. Sun's shining, but I thought, there's a Bible passage I didn't talk about this week that I think is so vital for our understanding of who Jesus is and what God's doing in our lives. And that's the first lesson that we have. The first lesson is from the 4th chapter of Acts, the first 12 verses. Now, it's just a continuation of what happened last week. And you might recall that last week, Peter and John, they went to pray. There was a lame man. They healed him. All the people came rushing in saying, "What's going on?" And basically, Peter said, "Hey, we killed Jesus of Nazareth. But he's the one who's been raised from the dead, and he's the one who's healed this man, not us." Now, what happened was all the priests and the Sadducees who were there, they didn't like these people coming in, these people meaning Peter and John, and teaching about a resurrection from the dead, because they didn't believe in the resurrection from the dead. When you're dead, you're dead. Your life, your name lives on forever through your kids. You're in the ground. Hey, have a nice sleep, type of thing. Well, they kind of got John and Peter and said, "You have got to stop doing this. Who gives you the authority to say these things? Where did you get the power to do this?" Well, the power they got was from on high. It says the Spirit filled Peter as he spoke. And he said, "What you see is Jesus. It's all resurrected Jesus doing this. It's not us. And there is, as he puts it, there is no salvation on earth under any other name than the name of this man, Jesus." Now, what does he mean by that? So often we look at that and we go, aha, there it is. There's only one way to heaven, and that's through Jesus. That's really not what he's saying. He's saying there's no salvation. The word salvation means healing and wholeness in all of its splendor, so that you might enter into life right now. It's not a ticket into heaven if you just say, "I believe in Jesus," and then just go living life the way you want to. No, you give yourself wholly over to Jesus. And what happens is Jesus gives us eternal life, starting right now. And it's something we live into right now. Just as this man who later on, not in the passage we have today, but later on it'll say he was already 40 years old, but he had been lame since birth. And the authorities, they couldn't do anything about that. This guy, they know him. He's been sitting by the gate all this time begging for money. So keep that in mind. When Peter says there's no other name on earth, no other human being can do this. It is Jesus that does it. Oh, we might pray for healings and physical healings, and they happen, but what happened with this man having a physical healing, he now had a complete healing, not only of his spiritual mind and heart, but also in the societal way. He is now able to go into the temple to worship. He couldn't do that before, because if you had any kind of physical defect like that, you had to stay outside. You couldn't come in. Yep, that's just the way it was. So keep that in mind, because as we said before, the first lesson kind of sets the tone for everything else that goes on. And what's going on here? This man who was crippled belongs to Jesus. He belongs to God's people. Just as you and I, as we rise up through those waters of baptism, we are called his children. Didn't we have that in the lesson? Yeah, that was the epistle lesson last week. We are called children of God because that's who we are. Okay, get outside and enjoy this cool wind that's blowing around in your face out here, because it still is spring. We have a ways to get to those hot days of summer, and then we're going to be moaning and groaning that we don't have these cool days of spring. Just can't please us, can you? All right. God's blessings be with you, and enjoy your day.